Hello and welcome to Sanjha TV podcast. I'm Sonia West, and with us today, the one and only Juggy. Juggy, when I talk to you, I always get so excited because I know that we're not just going to talk, we're going to sing. You're one of the best voices. I know our viewers know you, so I didn't even need to introduce you because I think that everyone by now has your voice. It has your voice in their mind. They can hear you. You've come out with some beautiful music recently. You're very talented and very well respected throughout the world, actually. So seriously, we know that you've been in competitions and you've done very well, and people really resonate with your sound because you sing so many different genres. So welcome.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for that intro.
Of course.
It means a lot. Sanjha TV has always been and always will be like family. Just always coming back here. So many memories here. So much support from all of you guys and including yourself, of course. And, just great to be back here. It's always fun being able to talk and being able to conversate about so many different things.
Yes,
so
of course. I know you've been busy, so we all know the side of you that is a singer, but there's another side to you recently. I know that you're doing something new and very exciting, and you're opening up your audience as far as maybe sharing some anecdotes with a very special person in your life. So tell me a bit about what you've started.
Yeah, so this new venture that we have is called Rhythm and Remedy. And the slogan is Rhythm and Remedy, where music meets medicine. And it's basically our podcast where we have different guests on, my brother, Dr. Jugpreet Bajwa, and myself.
Yeah.
And we have different guests on to talk about their stories, reflect on their lives, sort of their struggles, and sort of this message of unifying people, right? That's what we really want to do through this podcast.
Right. We need that. We need that right now.
Exactly. Especially right now.
Yeah.
And I think I've always had a lot to say. I've always had a lot to talk about. I've been so observant the past few years, just seeing, sort of the division that exists throughout the world and everything. And that's why I really wanted to bring this podcast to the light. Obviously people know me for my music, but I think, just the person behind the scenes, who I am, who my brother is, who our family is, but also, taking people through the guests that we have, whether it's, just normal connections in our lives or just people who obviously have done super well for themselves. But, obviously getting to, a point or to the point where they are, it takes a lot of going through different challenges. Right. So
I love the name because when you think about music, it is therapy.
Yes.
So to have your brother, be the medical side and you be the rhythm side, having those two things together, I think a lot of people will benefit from your podcast because it's shared experiences. Plus they know that you've been through so much in your life. So you're able to relate to their struggles in a way. And then your brother is able to also.
Well, you know what? I appreciate that so much because when we released our first episode just recently, we've been working at this for a few months, and I really want to thank all the team, Owen Christensen, Clement Chow, all these, Harinder Baji from India. They've really helped us live up to this vision because, without all the editing and without everything that goes into it, it wouldn't be possible. But, when we released this episode, the amount of messages that I got from people who are, even people who are blind, right? They were like, wow, I've never heard this sort of side of the story. It puts a lot of perspective, in terms of my life and then you hear from, teachers, and you hear from, other friends who are like, wow, I never knew this about your childhood. So, to really have people relate to it and resonate with it, I think that's something that really encourages us to keep going forward here and doing something very, very special, but also being ourselves.
Yeah, being lighthearted at the same time.
Yeah.
I know. It's nice that you can have that rapport with your brother and at the same time helping people. When people feel disadvantaged or they feel like they need motivation, watching that podcast kind of just reminds them, hey, you know what? Limitless.
Yeah.
That's who Jugpreet Bajwa is, and you can probably do the same if you work hard.
Yeah, I appreciate that. For us, I think what it really comes down to is being able to realize that we have so much limitless potential within all of us.
Yes.
And I think being visually blind is one thing, but then being blind to our own selves is another.
Oh.
And so I think being able to really increase and understand who we are as people, I think we define ourselves by what society defines, certain people to be.
That's right.
And I think we get so sucked into that
That's right.
that we, forget about what really is important.
Right.
And I think when we start to really understand each other on a level of intellectual conversation, but also just on a level of self-love and self-compassion and really understanding what that's like.
Right.
I think that's when we can start to move the goalposts a little bit, if you will,
That's right. Well, it's funny that you mentioned self-love because today is Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And there's no more important love than really loving yourself, I would say. And then if you love yourself, then you can give that forth, right?
For sure. Yeah. I think self-compassion is often confused for selfishness, and they're completely different things, right? Self-compassion is understanding what your self-worth is, understanding what your boundaries are, understanding, all of those different things and components that make you who you are as a person. And your capacity, your mental capacity, right? Like what things can you actually take on and what things can you not at a certain point, and to be honest with yourself as opposed to appeasing.
That's right. People pleasing everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe that capacity increases over time, but it's all about sort of understanding where you're at and reflecting, right? We often react more than we reflect sometimes. So I think it's very important to do that. And once you kind of have that in check, and once you kind of know who you are as a person and know what you can give, I think then that's when you're at the most confident in yourself, and that's when you can actually spread that to other people, and whether it's relationship, family, friends. And it's okay. I think sometimes we get into this sort of journey of, oh, I've had to do this all alone, and I've had so much life experience. But once you start to realize that, hey, every day is just about learning. Every day you're here on this earth, you're here in this life. It's all about what you learn and how much you learn, and you take that with you,
That's
and
right.
so I strongly believe that we can never experience enough in our lives to not be able to learn, every single day.
You have a great mindset. I think oftentimes people that are miserable, it's because they're missing something in their own life. So if you can, like the way that you are, if people could be like that and give people grace, then we'd probably have a lot more people that would be less miserable.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of it really comes down to, I think we've really lost the ability to connect as humans because we're so locked in on our phones. I mean, myself included, I've really started to realize that. I'm like, I've spent a few hours away from my phone, and this actually feels so good. It kind of reminds me of, when we were back in the day, not to sound like old, but like, we used to go out. We used to have such great family moments, friend moments. And then you would come home and you'd be like, okay, let me check my emails, go on the computer, whatever you need to do. And so there was still that balance, right? Whereas now it's easy to get into different rabbit holes and like, listen to things that suit your narrative as opposed to what's actually factual. And I think that available sort of, or the ability to connect with other humans has been lost, or connect with other communities. And I think community outreach right now is so important because we're surrounded by people telling us that these religions, these cultures are bad, and these things are bad for you, and these people are bad for you. But then when you actually get out there and you meet all sorts of different people, you realize that it's not really what is being told to us.
That's
right? So
exactly.
I think we give a lot of different influencers and a lot of different people way too much of a voice, instead of actually finding out certain things for ourselves, you know,
Right.
and
Getting to the truth of who we really are instead of
yeah,
seeing
and who the people
what
are around
society
us,
wants. Yes,
you know.
exactly. Yes. Who's a real friend? Who's showing up, not just in your DMs, but who's showing up in real life?
Yeah,
So put the phones away and connect on a human level in person, I guess.
100%. Yeah.
Tell me about love. We're not just talking about romantic love. I mean, if you want to talk about that, you can. But
Oh,
we're
yeah.
talking about love in general because it's Valentine's Day, and a lot of people look forward to this day all year long,
Oh, for
expecting
sure.
gifts and admiration. And tell me about your life. Who is in your life that you love?
Well, first and foremost, my family, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
You know, my very closest friends as well. My obviously mom, dad, my sister, my brother.
Yeah.
Everyone's been so instrumental to where I am
Mhm.
that you know, of course, that's where it starts. And
Of
to
course.
see the amount of sacrifice that my family has made for me to be here, for me to be doing what I'm able to do.
Yes.
It starts at home. It really does.
Well, that's the
You know,
ultimate, the love.
you're exactly, and that is the ultimate love. You know, the love that you see from the people around you, them sacrificing. You know, the selfless service that I've been able to witness
Yes.
within my own family. I
Yeah.
think that's a huge part of what love is. You know, I think you know, when it comes to romantic love, I'm so glad that I can't see, because I feel like a lot of us, and not to say that attraction isn't a baseline level of connection, because I think attraction is obviously important to achieve that goal of romantic love, but I think we put way too much emphasis on how a person looks.
Yes.
And then you find out later that at the end of the day, personality always wins.
Absolutely.
Because that can make or break your relationship.
Have you heard of the show Love is Blind?
Yes.
It's a great show.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
I really love it.
People. I honestly, I haven't watched it too much, but I know
Okay.
people really love that show.
Well, there's actually some successful relationships from that because they
Mhm.
connected, like you're saying. The emphasis was not on how someone looks, but how they are inside, the beauty inside.
Yeah.
And so that show works.
Yeah, and I think you know, that's what you know, spiritual love really is for me, is okay, like for example, if your wife is pregnant, like, you know, can you look past all the looks and everything else,
Yeah.
and just realize that it's more spiritual.
That's
That
right.
can you connect with them, that no matter what rough times you go through, and no matter what the hardships are, or no matter how easy things are at times,
Yeah.
can you still go with that person, go and be with that person in those moments. I think
Right.
you have to really ask yourself those questions, you know,
Yes.
and I think that's where the reflection part of it really comes from.
Yeah. Having that insight into who the person is rather than how they look, that's the key for sure.
Yeah.
So it's an important time, I think, to remember that not just the romantic love, but also the family, the friends, and the fans. You have so
Exactly.
much love from your fans,
Yeah,
and it's
no,
growing. And I'm
absolutely.
hoping it grows even more because I told you this before. We've had a podcast before, and we talk even off camera sometimes. And I'm a fan. I love your
Thank
music, and I
you.
love you as a person.
You as well. Yeah,
Thank you. So I expect chocolates on Valentine's Day.
Of course.
I'm not going to eat them. You know me. I'm just joking. But as far as the love you're getting from your fans, you've got a brand new song. And it's such a beautiful song.
Thank
and
you.
Again, every time I talk to you, I always say the spectrum of music, the genres that you can just kind of bring together and put them all together and make it work. You can sing something religious. So you could sing something like namaz, or you could sing like a shabd, but you can also sing something like Usher, and you can or Chris Brown, and the way that you can just tie everything together, it's phenomenal. This
Thank
new
you.
song is beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
I think it's not limited to the Indian community. I think it's worldwide. So I want to
Thank
hear
you.
it. So if you can sing a few lines from that, as much as you want, because I'd love to hear it all, but whatever you feel comfortable.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
And if you want to warm up, I get it, because I'm just putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay.
Oh, it isn't over yet. I know our love's not dead. Searching for answers to all the fires we had to set. Baby, don't forget all the promises we've kept. Trapped inside my head with dangerous words left unsaid. Lack of composure, can't even fight it. Still wanna say what's been on my mind. Once in a while we both end up crossing over the line. Affection so strong, why do we gotta hide it? Seems like we're out here committing a crime. Let us break down all of the walls of our own lives. Oh, यही वादा करदा मैं तेरे नाल जोड़ा ते मरना मैं. How can you be so lovely, so lovely, so lovely? How can you be so lovely, so lovely, so lovely? How can you be so lovely, so lovely, so lovely? How can you be so lovely, my one and my only?
Wow, yay. That was so beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, I think hearing you sing it live, it's just seeing the expression on your face, the feeling that you have when you sing. Like, I feel that. That's beautiful. Whoever gets to be on the receiving end of that is a lucky woman. But
Thank you.
the passion that you have, it comes through in your sound and in the way that you express yourself. It's really beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Makes me think of so your music. I mentioned Chris Brown. I mentioned Usher. I mentioned the religious music that you can do. Also, I remember last time we spoke, Imran Khan.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Unforgettable was like one of the best albums I've heard.
Yeah, and you have that same sound, that same appeal, because I think that whether somebody was born in India or they're born in Canada or anywhere in the world, when they heard Imran Khan, they were like, I got to hear that song. I got to and you're the same way. So
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that was beautiful, and I think a lot of people will be playing that for Valentine's Day for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited. I mean, this actually started a couple years ago.
Okay.
And my friend and I were just jamming to a few melodies, and he actually unfortunately went through some health complications, so we didn't actually get to sit down to a year ago. And his name is Sasha. He goes by SASH, and he's more of a more jazzy, more bluesy type of guy. But like when we sat down together, we just made this magic together, and just kind of blended our musical experiences together, that really just blended into the music aspect of it, right? So I'm very happy that we were able to make it work.
I think when you're working with someone and you have a personal connection and you are like-minded, it shows in your music as well.
Yeah, no, it really does.
Yeah.
It really does. And I'm just so glad that we were able to do something that we could both really just put a lot of emotion and feeling into it.
Yeah. And I think in a world where we have a lot of technology that helps people with their sound, you stand out because you're naturally good. We have no computers that are altering your voice or any help, and no instruments. It's just you singing. And that's just how you sound, which is amazing because that's rare.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course.
A whole lot.
We are fans of you here at Sanjha TV, and all of the people that are watching worldwide, we want them to know you. A lot of them do know you, and I wish you so much success because you deserve it. I did say this to you before. My husband is a singer, and I love him dearly.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah.
Yes,
no,
but
I
can say confidently, you are the best singer I have ever heard. And I've interviewed a lot of singers, and my husband is a singer, but my favorite singer is Juggy.
Oh, thank you.
Sincerely.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I want you to sing one more song, if you can, in just Punjabi. And I want to speak a little bit of Punjabi for the ending of this interview, just so we have that for our viewers that speak mostly Punjabi. You can sing Punjabi or Hindi.
Of course, yeah.
ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ।
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਜੀ।
ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਕਰੀਬ ਆ, ਵੈਲੈਂਟਾਈਨਸ ਡੇ ਲਈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਜਾਂ ਹਿੰਦੀ ਗਾਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਗਾਓ।
ਵੇ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਾਝੋਂ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਦਿਲ ਦੇ ਦਰਦ ਵੰਡਾਵੇ ਉਹ ਦਮ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਸੱਜਣਾ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਮ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਾਨ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਮ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਬਹ ਮੇਰੀ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਾਮ ਗੱਲ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਿਉਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦਾ ਮਾਹੀ ਵੇ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਹੈ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰਾ ਏ ਪਿਆਰ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਮਾਹੀ ਵੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੇਰਾ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਏ ਤੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੂੰ ਮੇਰਾ ਏ ਪਿਆਰ ਆ ਜਾਵੇ ਮਾਹੀ ਵੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੇਰਾ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ
Amazing, beautiful.
Thank you.
ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਇੰਨੀ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਆ I could spend all day listening. Thank you so much for that. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਸਾਡੀ ਆਡੀਅנס ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ
ਮੈਂ ਬਸ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ 'ਚ ਫਰੈਂਡਸ 'ਚ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਮੈਮਰੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਰੱਖਿਓ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਇੱਕ ਰਿਲੇਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣਾ ਰਿਸ਼ਤਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਰਕਰਾਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਭਰਪੂਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਿਆਰ ਦਿਓ always check in with them and ਬਸ ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਡ੍ਰੀਮ ਹੈ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਖੁਆਇਸ਼ਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੇਥ ਨਾ ਕਦੇ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਲੂਜ਼ ਕਰਿਓ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਸੋ ਬਸ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗਾ ਕਿ spread love you know ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਿਆਰ ਰੱਖਿਓ and ਰੱਬ ਰੱਖਾ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ
Very good. Jugpreet Bajwa, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So I want to wish you a happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much and happy Valentine's Day to you and all the viewers.
Thank you so much. That was our podcast for Sanjha TV. I'm Sonia West. We'll see you again next time.